welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be showing you guys what I read this month, which is February 2021. And this month I read a total of 12 volumes, as you can see right here. And yeah, I think I had a pretty good variety of manga this month. Usually I'll kind of read like some of the same kind of manga, but this month I had a pretty productive and I guess you could say successful manga reading log, if you would call it. But yeah, so yeah, in no particular order, these are the volumes that I read. Ajin Demi-Human, volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next up is Haru Ride, volumes 1 and 2. Then we have The Way of the Househusband, volume 1. Then Blue Flag, volume 1. Tokyo Ghoul, volumes 8, 9, and 10. And at the bottom, Solanin by Inyo Sano. But yeah, I had an amazing time reading all of these volumes. I really enjoyed reading every single one of them. I don't think I got bored like a single time as I read any of these volumes. But yeah, I definitely recommend all of them, if not most of them, to you guys. I really enjoyed reading them, like I said, and I hope you guys enjoy watching, and maybe hopefully some of you guys will find some manga that you like. But yeah, without any further ado, let's just get straight into the video. So starting off with the first couple volumes I read this month, I have Tokyo Ghoul volumes 8, 9, and 10. And once I finished reading these volumes, I was kind of like, oh wow, I almost finished reading this series, which was kind of surprising because I've been collecting this series since this summer. Yeah, it's taken me a long time to get these volumes for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah. Anyways, these covers are super fun. I absolutely love these, like, later into the series Tokyo Ghoul covers. I think they're so colorful and fun, even though the series itself is pretty dark. But yeah, I think I like these a lot better than the first couple volumes in their covers, even though I think those are really amazing as well. But yeah, anyways, Tokyo Ghoul volume 8. I'm just gonna put these to the side over here. I really enjoyed reading this actually. I think this has to be like one of my favorite volumes reading. Here's a kind of tiny synopsis thing, sorry. Also, the back covers are amazing as well. And I think this volume begins with the battle with Elgiri Tree. And yeah, also this. But yeah, I think that's what it begins with, and eventually you see like the fight progress and stuff. But in this volume, you definitely get to learn more about the Kirishima family and about Tsuka's and Ayato's mom and dad and how they passed away. But yeah, the art in this volume I think is one of the most memorable for some reason to me. But yeah, this was definitely one of my favorite volumes. Probably because like the part about the Kirishima families was so interesting, and you kind of get to see how like Ayato kind of grows into this kind of more violent ghoul, and how he joins Elgiri Tree and like becomes a part of that group. And yeah, I think this is the volume 2 where Kaneki leaves the coffee shop. Also, there are probably going to be some spoilers ahead, so if you don't want that, definitely skip. Maybe skip through this video a little bit or just watch a different video. But yeah, also these pictures with Juzo, I just want to look at them over time because I've seen them flipping through towards the end, I think. Actually, I'm not really sure. But yeah, at the end, Kaneki definitely, he cuts ties. Well, not cuts ties, but he kind of just says, oh, I'm leaving. Right here is where he literally says it. But yeah, he still is like with the people from there as well. And I think in this volume, Tsuka definitely deals with a lot of feeling like she's not wanted and kind of like she feels alone, I guess. That's just my take on it from what I've seen. But yeah, it's pretty sad to learn that. But this was definitely probably one of my favorite volumes out of all of them. I really enjoyed reading this. Plus, this cover is absolutely amazing as well. But yeah. So now moving on to volume 9. we have Akira Mado on the cover. Oh yeah, and on this cover we have Tuka and her brother. That's Tuka and that's her brother. But yeah, I really love that cover. But here's Akira Mado, who is this guy's daughter, who died, obviously, as it says right there. Yeah, eventually, in the beginning of the volume, she becomes pretty much like his apprentice, kind of. And yeah, so it's kind of like the opposite, because before he was kind of the boss of the guy I just pointed out, but now it's kind of the opposite. He's teaching her. This panel is pretty cool as well. And yeah, this volume definitely goes more into like the CCG and stuff. And also Juzo gets a new I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it starts with a Q. I don't want to like say it wrong. But yeah, there were some really cool panels in this as well. And you learn more about this character as well, which was interesting. And you also get to learn a little more about Kaneki's sisters, who are the kind of half ghouls, quote unquote, like sisters, I guess you could say. Yeah. Kaneki also does a lot of training in this as well, this volume. And he reunites with Tuka in the next volume. Towards the end, though. But yeah, this volume was pretty fun to read, I guess. I think it took me a while to read this because I got bored during some moments, but nonetheless, it was a pretty good read. And yeah. Now on to Tokyo Ghoul Volume 10, which was the final Tokyo Ghoul volume I read this month. This cover is amazing, and at first I thought like these two were the same person, probably because of the hair color, but obviously not. Their personalities are completely different. I'll go back one more time. She's more of like a smart, kind of driven character, and he's kind of like dumb, I guess you could say, and kind of clueless. But yeah, he's a pretty funny character, and it was kind of funny reading the panels with him. I honestly forget his name. It's Naki, yeah. But yeah, I feel like this volume took me a while too. I don't know, something about Tokyo Ghoul volumes usually tend to take me a while. And these two girls are supposedly Kaneki's sisters. And yeah, they're half ghouls, as you can see by the eyes. They're also really pretty. That's like something I noticed. But yeah, that's Ayato Tuka's brother as well. But yeah, this one is pretty interesting to read as well. You get to learn about the backstory of Kaneki's sisters and stuff in like this chapter. And yeah, obviously some amazing panels, because that's what Tokyo Ghoul is pretty much. There's so many amazing panels, and the art is just outstanding in Tokyo Ghoul. And that's probably like one of the biggest reasons why I absolutely love this story, obviously besides the storyline and the characters. Oh yeah, and this is the one where Kaneki fights Saishi. I'm not really sure how you pronounce his name, but he's this crazy character. Yeah, crazy at martial arts and stuff, and that's why Kaneki was like training and stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, and Juzo is in this one too. This panel was crazy, but let me go back. I think he definitely has to be one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite. I just love his personality. But yeah, very dynamic character as well. He can go from like bubbly to absolutely crazy. But yeah, this is the last page. And this was absolutely crazy. It kind of goes back to a couple volumes ago, I'm not really sure, where Kaneki was being tortured by Jason, and he put a centipede through his hair, which was like absolutely disturbing. I think that was around volume 6 or volume 7 where that happened. I might be wrong, but that's what I remembered. But yeah, this panel was crazy. And a pretty cool way to end the volume and end reading Tokyo Ghoul for this month. But yeah, I really enjoyed reading these volumes, especially volume 8, like I said. Super fun, and I think it was a great way to start off this month, reading this month, sorry. But yeah, here are the volumes one more time. 8, 9, and 10. But yeah, those are Tokyo Ghoul. And now let's move on to the next couple volumes. So now moving on to the second book I read this month, I have Solanin by Inio Sano. First, right off the bat, let me just say how much I love this book. It was such a beautiful story. It had such a beautiful ending. It was just amazing throughout the story, and I don't think there was ever like a dull moment in this story, even though it's pretty much kind of like a slice of life of a couple recent college grads. I just think it was an amazing story, and I definitely recommend it, like 100%. But yeah, definitely amazing story. But yeah, this is the main character, Meiko, and just a little bit of background information. Oh yeah, these also have a significant part in the story. At first, you don't really know like what they are or like what they resemble, but eventually you figured that out, and it's pretty sad. But yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it because it obviously is an important part of the story. But yeah. Just a little bit of background information, like I was saying. This book revolves around the daily lives of Meiko and her couple friends that she met in college when they started a music club. And Meiko's boyfriend, Naro, I forget his last name, but I'm just going to refer to him as that. He has a passion for music, and in the beginning of the story, he's working a like 9-to-5 graphic design job, and both of them quit their jobs eventually. Meiko quits her job first, but yeah, they just didn't like their job and they wanted to pursue something that they actually loved. And eventually you see Meiko and Naruro pursuing music, and I think that's also like a pretty significant message in the story, which is like the power of music. And yeah, definitely something that this book gets into later in the story. But yeah, here are a couple pictures. This character is really funny. I really love this character. But yeah, these panels as well. These panels are absolutely amazing. But yeah, they also have a couple color pages, or 2 really to be exact. But this is them going to send out their song Solanin to a record company, but eventually they have second thoughts. And yeah, I'm not going to flip through too much because something really significant happens towards the end of the story, and I don't want to spoil it for people. But yeah, I really love this book. Definitely recommend it for anyone if you like enjoy this kind of stuff. But before you read or consider reading it, definitely note that this is it has pretty dark moments in the story. So if you're sensitive to kind of dark stuff and kind of sad stuff, maybe stray away from this book. But if you like this kind of stuff, more like, especially like Inio Sano's work, and you haven't read this yet, definitely check it out. I'm pretty new to reading Inio Sano's books, but this was a great way to start, and I'm looking forward to reading more of his manga pretty soon. But yeah. And also, in the afterwards part of this book, there's this section, pause to read. But yeah, I think a really important part of this story is that like the most important people are the ones like around you, the people who aren't necessarily like famous or like popular or anything, but just like normal people who just go through their day-to-day lives, kind of like the characters in the story. And that really resonated with me, especially towards the end, like after I read everything. And yeah, I think that's just really a really important part of the story and a part of life pretty much, because I don't know, I think this book has a lot of life lessons in it as well, which is important. I think I'll definitely reread this again soon, just to get a different perspective on everything. But yeah, this was definitely a significant, really amazing book. And yeah, I just found it really important for some reason. Maybe I'm digging way too deep into this, but yeah, absolutely love this story. If you're into this kind of stuff, definitely go check this out. I recommend this for almost anyone, obviously, except for people who don't like this kind of stuff. But yeah, that's Solanin. And now let's move on to the next thing I read this month. So now moving on to the next couple of volumes I read this month, I have Haru Ride Volumes 1 and Volumes 2. And this was definitely really refreshing to read after Solanin. I think that was definitely a really heavy story. I definitely cried so many times when reading that book. I'll admit that. But yeah, Haru Ride, it was pretty lighthearted and pretty fun. But yeah, these two characters are pretty much our main female and male lead. This is Futaba and this is Ko. And yeah, I'll just show you guys the quick synopsis. These back covers are also pretty cute as well. I really like the Yosaki Saka. Yosaki Saka has like pretty cute artworks, which I really like. But yeah, these couple volumes were pretty interesting. I was so upset because volume 2 left off on a cliffhanger, and I'm not gonna spoil that for anyone but if you know what I mean, you probably definitely understand my frustration. But I will definitely collect volume 3 soon. But yeah, no more talking. But yeah, this is volume 1, and I'll do a little flip through. It starts off with an unwritten, which is pretty much Futaba and Ko in middle school before they obviously got separated because of Ko's parents' divorce. And yeah, it was kind of sad. I felt bad for Futaba because she kind of just got stood up. They were about to meet. They were going to meet at meet somewhere, but Ko couldn't come because of family issues, pretty much. But then in high school, Futaba decides to become a completely different person, more outgoing and stuff. And yeah, eventually she meets Ko again, but this time he changes his last name, obviously because of his parents' divorce, as you can see right here. I think it goes from Tanaka to Mabuchi, I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, like I said, this art style is super cute. I really enjoy this art style. But yeah, it's pretty much like a crazy emotional roller coaster for Futaba. She deals with a lot, especially with her friends and stuff. I think in the second volume, she decides to cut them off because, according to Ko, they were fake friends, and I 100% agree. But yeah, you'll definitely find out more about that in the volumes. But I'll do a tiny flip through with this. But yeah, we have Ko on this cover, sticking his tongue out. But yeah. In this volume, they're recruiting class representatives and stuff like that, and Futaba decides, after a long silence from the teacher and the classmates and stuff, she decides to finally stand up and make a change from her more timid attitude to be more outgoing. And so she volunteers as class representative, and after that, co-volunteers as well, and a couple of their friends do as well. And yeah, and so after that, basically they all go on a camping trip with all the class representatives. These are the people who did that, who volunteered. And yeah, at the camping trip, you get to see this scene was definitely pretty crazy. I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, they went on a camping trip, as you can see by like the things. And you get to learn a lot more about like the characters and the issues they face. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but even like the side characters, the girl with the black hair, I honestly forget her name, and this girl right here, you get to learn more about them in this volume as well, which I thought was pretty cool and interesting. But yeah, I really enjoyed reading this volume, reading these couple volumes. Just from these two volumes, I think you get to learn a lot about the characters and the storyline, which was pretty good. It didn't drag on, which was nice. And yeah, I really enjoyed reading these. Like I probably said 10,000 times. But yeah, I can't wait to collect more volumes and hopefully finish this series soon. But yeah, now let's move on to the next volume. Yeah. Now moving on to the next volume I read this month, I have The Way of the House Husband, Volume 1. And I think I decided to read a bunch of like slice of life or shoujo manga, especially towards the beginning of this month because I was kind of dreading reading another horror manga. But yeah, this is The Way of the House Husband. It's a pretty tiny volume, so I finished it pretty fast. And these chapters are also pretty short, which has kind of reminded me of Komi Can Communicate, in the sense of the length of the chapters and how like each chapter was kind of like a different tiny kind of story, but they all kind of blended together in the same storyline. I'm rambling on, but yeah, this is our main character. He's known as the Immortal Dragon, which was his name when he was in the Yakuza, and yeah, eventually he decides that no, I don't want to do any more violence or Yakuza stuff, and then he changes from a crazy Yakuza member, to a calm and gentle house husband, which is pretty much the same thing as a housewife, just a husband and a guy. And I think he is so funny. I absolutely love his character, and I can't wait to collect more of the volumes. And something I also think is that I think he gets misunderstood a lot just because of the way he looks. I think I'm rambling way too much, but yeah. Obviously, he was in a Yakuza and he was very scary, but now, as he looks like this and he has an intimidating kind of personality, but in reality, he's really gentle and kind and funny. But yeah, he gets misunderstood a lot, but yeah. This cover is absolutely amazing as well. I love the color. And here's a little synopsis. The art in this is absolutely amazing. Just from the first couple of pages, you can tell. Like that's all of his Yakuza tattoos. But then eventually you see him making a bento box for his wife. And I think it's so cute. I don't know, I love this manga so much. It's so adorable. And I think that like the other side characters are also drawn amazing. I love this art style. And yeah, he's very energetic and funny. This is what he looked like in the Yakuza, and I think that's why a bunch of people think he's a violent person, but he's really not now. Yeah, but this manga is so funny. Definitely recommend it for anyone who's looking for a little lighthearted slice of life comedy manga. And this character right here, he wants him to join back in the Yakuza, and I think he might feel a little out of place without him. But yeah. He's a pretty funny character as well, and he grows a little bit towards the end as the Immortal Dragon teaches him the ways of the house husband towards the end, which I think is funny. I also think him and his wife are pretty funny as well, especially in this panel. But yeah. Oh yeah, this panel was super funny. I laughed so hard. But yeah, I really enjoyed this manga, and I can't wait to collect more of this series. This series is definitely really lighthearted and pretty light as well, so I think you could just come back to it even after a couple months and not be really lost where the story's going. But even if you had to reread, I think it would still be enjoyable because of this series. But yeah, I can't wait to collect more of this manga. These covers are absolutely amazing. Also, the spines are pretty fun as well. I really like the color scheme. But yeah, that's The Way of the House Husband. Like I said, definitely recommend this for anyone who's looking for a light and funny manga. But yeah, if you have any more like this, recommendations like this, definitely comment them down below because I don't have that much comedy manga, and I think that stuff like this I would really enjoy reading. But yeah, anyways, that was The Way of the House Husband, and let's move on to the next one. So now on to the second to last series I read this month. I have the first couple volumes of Ajin Demi-Human, volumes 1, 2, and then 3 and 4. These covers are absolutely amazing as well. I think once you collect more in the series, the covers get like more colorful and vibrant, or there's a couple colorful volumes. I've seen like some hot pink ones, which I thought were really interesting. But yeah, I think these on the covers, they show like the black ghosts of the demi-humans or IBMs, and they are designed so well. I think they're really cool. But yeah, I think this might be Kana Guy's black ghost, sorry. But yeah, this series was absolutely crazy. I picked up from like the first couple pages in the volume to be exact. And yeah, it was such a crazy series. I enjoyed reading a lot of it, which I wasn't expecting. I was kind of like procrastinating reading this series because I didn't want to jump into a horror series, but I really enjoyed reading this. It was a lot better than I expected. I know I've heard a bunch of good things about this, but I definitely wasn't expecting the series to be as good as it has been so far. But yeah, also these spines are pretty cool as well. And here's a little synopsis. I apologize for the glare. But yeah, I'll do a little flip through. This is Kana Guy, who is our main character pretty much, and that is his childhood friend Kai, who they have a couple conflicts with. Mostly it's Kay's fault, but you'll learn more about him towards the end of the story, or not end, but in the next couple volumes. But yeah, before I flip too much, let's get a little background information. So basically, demi-humans are they look like humans pretty much, and the only thing that really separates the two of them is that when humans die once they get into an accident or something like that, a fatal accident to be exact, or get killed or whatever. But demi-humans, on the other hand, they don't die. They rather they respawn and regenerate. And yeah, the government pretty much is against kind of demi-humans in a way. They want to do like testing on them, but in reality, the testing that they do on demi-humans is pretty much torture, because they obviously feel pain, and you can see that in the first page. And I think that's Tanaka. I'm not sure. I honestly don't know if that's his name or not, but I remember him from the story. But yeah, pretty much in this volume, Kay gets hit by a bus, and he's unaware that he's a demi-human, by the way, until that happens, and he revives. And it happens in a public setting in the middle of a road, which was pretty unfortunate because now everyone on that street knows that he's a demi-human, and the government is now after him because of that. So he pretty much runs away with this character, Kai, who is a human as of now, as of the last volume, I think. I'm not sure if he changes into a demi-human or not, but he doesn't care that he's a demi-human. He doesn't have anything against it like a bunch of other humans do. But yeah, and people are after Kay as he's running away from the government, because the government says that, oh, if you catch a demi-human, you'll get this cash prize, which is like 1,000,000 yen or something. I'm not necessarily sure in this story, but I think that's what it's called. But yeah, people are greedy and they want the money, so they try to capture him. But yeah, I absolutely love this art style. It's intense. The series is also very gory. It's a horror series, and definitely one of the more gory horror series that I've read so far. I really like the art style, though. I think it's really unique. And there's some pretty cool full page panels as well. Also, something about the black ghosts is that I just find them really interesting, especially like the way they talk and how like they're controlled. And I didn't mention this before, but yeah, they can be controlled by the humans who, I guess, take over them, I guess you could say, or that live with them, because they kind of live in their bodies, I guess. But sometimes they just come out subconsciously, and the humans don't really even know it. But yeah, they also talk in a really interesting manner, and they fight as well, which you learn more about. And yeah. Very crazy series though. I definitely recommend this series. There are some crazy things go on in this series, but I think it's really fun and really interesting as well, because you get to learn a lot about the humanity in this story, and just how the way the government acts. And I think it kind of it humanizes demi-humans in a way, because they're the victims a lot of the time, and yeah, they have to face things that humans could never even imagine of enduring, which I think is really interesting. But yeah, I'll show you guys the other volumes one more time. Volume 2, Volume 3, and Volume 4. And you also get to learn more about like the characters that Kay makes like an ally out of, or allies out of. And yeah, Kay definitely goes through a lot, but I think I don't necessarily feel bad for him in a sense, because what he did to his friend Kai, like, I don't know, I don't like it. I feel bad for Kai because he was pretty upset after what happened. Not gonna spoil it because it has a lot to do with the story, in my opinion. But yeah, that's Ajin Demi-Human. These covers, absolutely amazing. The storyline, absolutely amazing. And the characters are amazing as well. I'm definitely looking forward to collecting these, but I think it will probably take a while as these volumes are pretty expensive. But yeah, I really enjoyed reading this, like I've said. I think this month I really enjoyed reading all of the series that I've read. But yeah, definitely recommend Ajin Demi-Human for anyone who likes horror, but definitely stay away from this if you are sensitive to gore and violence and just scary stuff overall. But yeah, that's Ajin Demi-Human. And now let's move on to the final volume I read this month. So the final volume that I read this month was Blue Flag Volume 1, and I actually read this series before. I read Volume 2 before as well. I just don't have the physical books. I read them on the Viz Media app, and wow, rereading this was so much better than I thought. I'm so happy that I actually picked up these volumes. I'm going to collect the rest of the series soon. I absolutely love this series. Since I first read it, I absolutely fell in love with the series and the characters. And yeah, oh my god, this cover is absolutely beautiful. I love the colors and the cherry blossoms, and they go on to the next pages, or the back page as well. And here's a synopsis. Yeah, and after reading this, I kind of I learned a lot more. I definitely kind of didn't realize some things and didn't take some hints to things, especially with this character. And when I first read the book, obviously until the end, I figured out more, which I'm not going to spoil. But yeah, even by looking at this cover and like the way that the characters are looking at each other, you probably understand what I'm talking about if you've read this series. But definitely, if you're a fan of shoujo manga, absolutely recommend this series. This series is absolutely beautiful. The art is beautiful. Everything about it is amazing. And yeah, not gonna ramble on too much, but I actually finished rereading this today. And wow, I finished it in one day. It was in a couple hours actually. It was pretty fun. But yeah. Also, these little like page things that mark the chapters are really cute as well. I'm pretty sure that these are these three friends' hands and stuff. And yeah, this as well. This art is just so beautiful. I love this art style. And this character, Toma, basically, she has a crush on him, and he has to help her out to get closer to him. It's pretty complicated. It is a love triangle story, kind of, but it gets more complicated as the series progresses. But yeah, you eventually find more about the characters. But yeah, like I've said, this art style is so beautiful. I love it so much. Eventually she cuts her hair. Well, it's pretty obvious why, but yeah, she does it because Taichi, that's his name, Taichi, like says something vague about it, and she's like, oh, I guess I'll cut my hair now. But yeah. I really love all of these characters. I think she has a lot of character development. Not a lot in the first volume, but she definitely grows into a different person in the second volume, I think. And yeah, I love the personalities of all these characters. I think they're so adorable, and the author really writes them well, which I think is really nice. But yeah, this character, I love her so much. She's so cute. But yeah. And you get to find out why she has like fallen for Toma, or why she has a crush on him. And it's because of a tomato plant. Not gonna go too much into that, but yeah. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but yeah, Toma's a really popular kid in his school. He's always has been. And yeah. This definitely says a lot as well. These pictures. I feel like there's a lot of symbolism in these pictures, or maybe I'm just looking way too into it. But yeah. Also, this is her friend, and you eventually find out feelings that she has for her as well, which is pretty interesting. You figure out that towards like the last couple of pages. But yeah, they all hang out right here. But yeah. You also get to find out about Toma's family and stuff. And just a little bit about his family, and like how his parents died in an accident when he was young. And yeah, oh yeah, I also didn't mention this, but these two have been pretty kind of close since elementary school, but he doesn't really feel like they are that close. He doesn't really feel like he has much friends, but eventually he makes a couple new friends. But yeah, I don't think I explained this like perfectly, but yeah. This is another synopsis if you want to pause and read one more time. But yeah, I didn't look at this before I read, and then once I finished reading, I was like, oh, that's what that's what that meant. And yeah, a lot of realization happened today when I read this book. But yeah, that's Blue Flag. Hopefully I can collect the next couple volumes soon. Absolutely loved reading this, and I am so excited to read more. Definitely recommend this if you're a fan of shoujo manga. And yeah, this author is really amazing. He has a couple other pretty good manga as well. I haven't checked a bunch of them out, but I've seen a couple, and yeah, I think I might collect more of his work in the future. But for now, I'm gonna focus on reading Blue Flag and collecting more of the volumes. But yeah, also the covers on Blue Flag, I think they're all amazing. I've seen some online, and oh my god, they're so beautiful. But yeah, I'm not gonna ramble on any longer, but that is Blue Flag. And yeah, that was pretty much the last volume I read this month. Amazing read, and like I said, I definitely recommend this. So yeah, without me talking anymore, let's just move on to the outro. Bye. Okay, so now we're coming towards the end of this video, and I'll show you guys what I read this month just one last time. So at the top, like I said, I have Ajin Demi-Human volumes 1 through 4, and then I have Haru volumes 1 and 2, The Way of the Househusband volume 1, Blue Flag volume 1, and Tokyo Ghoul volumes 8, 9, and 10, and then finally we have Solanin. But yeah, like I said before, I had such an amazing time reading all of these volumes. I had so much fun reading these in my free time. These were so funny and so amazing, and some of them were really sad, like Solanin, but some of them made me really happy, like The Way of the Househusband. And I hope from this video that some of you people can get maybe some manga recommendations or learn more about a series you might have not known about before. Either way, I really appreciate you for watching, and yeah, I also just want to say thank you guys for the support on my last video. I want to thank all the new people and all the people who keep coming back. I really appreciate you guys for giving me a chance. And yeah, as I'm filming this video, we're really close to 400 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy. I think the last time I filmed my previous video, I had around 100 subscribers, which is still really amazing, but now we're close to 400, which is absolutely insane. I was not expecting that. But yeah, I just want to say thank you guys so much. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.